It's really nice to see all the youngsters where you're here to do something else, do what you like, something different. So my name is Kanchana Ganga, and professionally I'm a yoga teacher. But by education, I've done my psychology, and by passion, I'm a motorbiker. So I ride a motorbike. I've been riding since I think last 11 years now, and I've traveled across the country. I've covered most of the states. About 5, 6 is remaining. Major cities in all the states I've covered, and I think my odometer it's done almost about 2 lakh kilometers. I was 9 years old. I was 10 years. I completed my 10th birthday in Portugal, where I went for a yoga competition where I won bronze. And sometimes I keep joking to my mom that if yoga had this much of hype before, I would be like a big celebrity. But yeah, so my yoga journey started when I was 4 years old. At home, even yeah, before that, I used to watch my mom do. My mom used to do yoga at home, and I used to watch her do yoga, and I would mimic it. And then one time, when we had yoga classes in school, my teachers noticed that I'm very good at it, and they told, "Why don't you join her to our classes? Then she can do really well." So it just started as a hobby, and then how I became a yoga teacher is a very interesting story. My mom had to go to Haridwar for a yoga yoga life. So I substituted for my mom. I was substituting for her, and once my mom came back, couple of her students asked to give 1 day weekly class of mine. They said she teaches really well, and we want her classes. Until then, I didn't know that I teach so well because I was a student. I was like all of you. I was very young. I was just doing yoga as a hobby. So after I got the feedback that I'm so good that they want me to come and teach them, because the techniques what I was teaching was something what I was doing myself. So those were the points that maybe clicked or something. So I started teaching like that, and that itself became like a hit. And I got really good yoga opportunities, and I continued. But yeah, I did. My plan was something else, to become a psychologist and all that. But as they say, destiny, they just took me towards the yoga way. And in between this, I have a lot of activities that I do a little bit of gardening. I'm into art. So I love doing mandalas. I love doing a Mysore traditional art. So all of this came in. I read a lot of Bhagavad Gita. I try to translate it and tell it out in simple words to make videos and put it on YouTube. And since from my last journey, which was in Northeast, so Northeast is one part of our country which is very untouched. It's very unheard. So last year at this time, same Jan end till Feb, I did a whole month's journey solo. So when I went there, I saw the culture is so different, and yet it is so similar, especially Assam. There is a lot of rice over there. All the bamboo things are very similar to what we have. Although it's like miles apart, these similarities are there. And that's where I noticed that Northeast is one such place which is so different. It is very unique place, and over there you will not believe I met the headhunters. I don't know if you guys have ever read about them. Headhunters are a community in the Nagaland where they used to go and they would have a tribal war, and they would actually chop the other tribe's head and they would bring it. So right now, of course, it's banned and the custom has been stopped. But there are 3 alive headhunters over there. They're very old. If you see them, you would never believe that they were into the war and all. Now they have become full old. They have like beautiful wrinkles on their faces. They're all of them are like 80 and above. And then I met the king of that place. So that is the only city or only village in India where it shares a border with Myanmar. So only over there you have dual citizenship, because in India we have only single citizenship. You can follow only Indian citizenship if you want to be an Indian citizen here. So only that village has this excuse where you can have two citizenships. And that was Myanmar and India. So that king over there, it's called Longwa village of Konyak tribe. That's the king's tribe name called Konyak. They share the border. His house uh, shares exact border of India and Myanmar. So the kitchen is in Myanmar, and the hall, the living area is in India. So when I went there, one of that video of mine went viral, and then Bangladesh border I went. So it is very easy. You can go to the border. You don't have to have any passport or anything such things with you, and you can cross the border. So I did that video which went viral, and I traveled the Nagaland road, which there was no road, and I without road I went on those roads riding my bike. That video of mine went viral. So like that, I also became an influencer now, social media influencer. Currently, I have 53,000 followers on Instagram. On YouTube, I'm slowly growing. So YouTube is something I have not touched much yet. So like that, I make money for my rides, like extra money for my rides apart from my yoga career. So from last 8 years, I think I've been teaching for Ayurveda students. So Ayurveda also has a full-fledged subject of yoga in their third year, where they learn about yoga. So this yoga what they learn is not the normal yoga that we all do. It's a little more advanced, it's more technical. You have therapeutic based kind of yoga where, for example, if I have headache, what do I do? There are certain asanas for it, there are certain pranayamas for this. So all this technical side is where I'll be teaching the students later on who will become doctors, and they'll be teaching to all the patients. Also, my field has come more like that, where I take more therapeutic based of teaching, where you have one issue. For example, see, if you have fever, you should take paracetamol. But for fever, if you take B complex, it will not work. So yoga is also something like that. If you have a particular problem, based on that problem, those beneficial asanas and pranayamas is what you're supposed to do. Because a lot of people don't understand that about yoga, and they do random things in yoga and say it did not work. Or they do it one day and say, oh, it did not work, because yoga is not magic. It's like everyday process, like how you eat, how you sleep. Yoga is also something that should be doing every day. And again, yoga is not just asanas, there's much more. There's a wide range in it, which is asana, pranayama, dhyana, pratyahara, that is controlling of your senses. That is also yoga. If you are somebody who reads a lot, you're a jnana yogi. That means you like to acquire knowledge. So again, you are a yogi over there. If you are somebody who is lot into devotion, like you like bhajans, you like singing, you like dancing, then you are a bhakti yogi. And if you're somebody like me who does a lot of yogasanas, a lot of dhyana, then you're a raja yogi. We do all the physical activities of like asanas, the Raja Yoga. And then one more is Karma Yoga. That means your work, your duty, whether it's towards your house, your career, any such line that you're doing is also yoga itself. You're dedicating yourself to some work. That's called Karma Yogi. So like that, we all are yogis. We all are doing something or the other. So maybe you can just think about this and figure out what kind of a yogi you are. You're a karma yogi, you're a jnana yogi, you're a raja yogi, or you're a bhakti yogi, right? And yoga has been a very nice career to me, especially in Mysore. Although I don't know if you guys have heard a lot about Gokulam side, which is like a complete yoga hub over here. It is a good career to choose. It gives you health as well. When you're teaching, you're also practicing, and you're understanding the other person. It's a very nice job career to choose. You are into healing. It's a health industry. You're helping someone get better, feel better about themselves. And also this is something that you can teach to others. It's a knowledge that you can share. Even that person can become a yoga teacher along with you. And when you see in India, as such, there is no certification yet that I certify you to become a yoga teacher. This is the authentic certification. Very frankly, to me, I've had a lot of yoga teachers in my life, one being my mom, the very first one. And since almost high school, I had the teachers who were from my childhood, they were there. And I needed a certificate. So this was the thing, I had got an amazing job in New York, but my salary was very low because I didn't have a particular certificate that they asked for. So to do the certificate, I went to Rishikesh, and this certificate, I'll tell you, it's they'll show you authentication that she is a legit yoga teacher. I certify that, and who am I certify? It is America and Europe, where where yoga did not originate at all. So I didn't have much knowledge about all this back then, but they asked for certificates. So I went there. Rishikesh had a certificate, and I came. Frankly, till today, I have not used that certificate at all. It was just for namesake that I got it done. But yeah, Rishikesh is a beautiful, amazing place. A lot of positive vibes over there. So I did enjoy my experience of being a yogi over there. I went there like a proper yoga student, and I saw all the foreigners coming in to India. Why are they coming into India and learning yoga? Why are they not learning there? Because there's so many Indian yoga teachers itself over there who are teaching yoga. But from what I heard from them is that there is a lot of authentication here. There is proper teaching, right guided teaching over here in India. So I really think that we can provide that, because somewhere it would have come from our base itself, from our home, at family itself. We do all these small things which you know need not to be taught as a course. So that was the yoga course journey that happened to me in my life. And yeah, as I was telling, in India, from the government side, you don't have that much of certification as per that, to tell that you are a yoga teacher, you're not a yoga teacher. And this is a skill that anybody can pick up. This is a hobby that anybody can pick up at any age. It has no age barriers at all. Even a small child who can understand breathing, who can understand left hand, right hand, can start off yoga. Even a very old person who cannot even stand can do sit and do yoga. They can do chair yoga. So yoga has that wide variety where you can start learning at no matter what age. You can start becoming a teacher at what age. There's no barrier at all. You can pick up the skill anytime you want. That is one short intro about my career. And of course, biking, though it's my passion. It's something that puts a joy on my face. Lord, if whenever I say I'm a biker and I'm a yoga teacher, everybody is like, that's so two different things, but actually not, because meditation, what is meditation? You're sitting and you're focusing on one thing. That is meditation. And that's what you do when you're on the bike. You sit and you focus on the road. Whatever is, you don't think about anything else, because if you're distracted on the road, it's a problem. So basically, you are meditating when you're riding. And that brings a beautiful joy on my face. And small story of how I started my biking was very silly thing. I asked a friend of mine to take me to McD to get burger, because back then in Mysore, we did not have McD. So he was like, hey, no, you have your bike. No, in bike, in the gadi, go in your gadi. I had a pep. I'm like, so how I would take all day from Mysore to Chenpatna to go on my pep. So somewhere there, I felt that my self-respect was hurt. And I was like, you know what, if I had my own bike, I would not have asked anybody to take me anywhere. I would have just gone on my own. So that's how it triggered to get my own bike. And yeah, me being a girl, of course, there was a lot of like, no, don't try it. Why do you want a bike? All that happened. But I did a lot of protest at home. But they also at home, there was like, no, beta, not now. All that happened. And then they understood that I really want it. So that is when I started emceeing. So that's another part of my life where I used to anchor. I used to go to events. I used to host events. I used to anchor. Even till today also I do it. But now it's little less compared to how I used to do before. Like for New Year's, Christmas, some award functions are there. So 2-3 events in a year I do now. Before I used to do more often, because I wanted to save that money to buy my own bike. Because at home they told, no bike. We are not getting you a bike. So I was like, okay, you're not getting me a bike. I will go get myself a bike. So that's how I got myself a bike. Yeah, I didn't have the whole money. Whatever I had, I said, Dad, I want to buy a bike. So that's when he said, okay. He saw how truly I wanted a bike of my own. So he chipped in the rest of the money. And that's why this bike, what I have right now, is so dear to me, because a lot of hard work, a lot of love, and a lot of efforts have gone into that bike. And I don't think so I'll ever sell it, even though I might get a bigger bike, because I really need a bigger bike now, and because I need to travel more further. Uh, So yeah, that was that one point where I felt, having your own bike gives you a freedom, independence of going wherever you want, traveling wherever you want without being dependent on anybody. But yeah, till today, I answer my dad's calls. Whenever he calls, I'm on the ride. I tell him where am I going, with whom am I, what am I doing, where am I stopping. I keep them informed because I know they will get worried a lot, and it's not fair on my part to keep them worried, and I'll be enjoying somewhere. So they get to know what all I'm doing. And now my parents are on Instagram. So even though I don't tell them where am I, they get to know because of my post. And they'll sometimes comment also. And dad, when he calls like at the end of the ride, I'm like, Dad, I reached, I saw you were on that road. No, did you enjoy your chai? So we have that bond now, which is very nice. And yeah, and right now, of course, I am 30 currently. Me and my parents, we became like friends 10 years ago when all this bike thing started. And but even till today, whenever I say I want to go to Northeast, the first thing that comes is so far. How will you do? But then once I'm back, they are so proud. They go on telling everybody, oh, Mary Beti, she went to Northeast and she has come. So I have taken my mother to Pondicherry on my bike. When I went and I came at my home, and my friends, they did not ask how was I. I was like, how is your mom? Is she all right? How is her back? But yeah, she also enjoyed that ride, and till today, she's like, if I say, Mama, let's go, she's on the bike with the helmet. So me and my mom have that bond, me and dad. So I started biking so because of him. He used to be a biker. He used to have a bike called SD. That now the company is back. Back then it had stopped manufacturing. Back then in his times he had that bike. So I think from somewhere even that came into me to become a biker. So that's it. So you guys can ask me whatever you want now.
You told you are social media influencer, right? I want to get a little more about that story.
Yeah. So see, I actually started Instagramming how it first started. It was just putting some pictures, showing what you're eating, etc., etc. I think it was a journey of 6 years. And that 3 videos I told you, which went viral, is what gave me the platform of more followers. So right now, if you're looking into like social media influencing, you need to get your genre. Like, what are you? What are you showcasing? Because I have two accounts. One is completely yoga I've kept, where I don't mix anything else. One is this biking, and everything else I've kept one. So you need to know what you want to show. Like, you're showing fitness, you're showing cooking, and you can start working on it. Like right now, though, reels are of course in trend, and that's how the entire thing is growing. So if you want to showcase food, then you need to make sure that you have a good camera where you're recording it. It doesn't have to be professional, because right now, however you're doing, you do it in a nice manner, it'll be a hit. Or you're doing some funny videos, you stick on to that. That will really help you to grow when you know what your genre is. So once you have grown, you can expand your um, uh, horizon of different areas that you can touch into on Instagram.
So I'm actually a very fond guy of YouTube. I've seen YouTube since I'm a kid, and I like 3D graphic designing. So I want to make a YouTube channel about that and tutorials and all of my animations and all. So do you have any suggestions about how to start off a career in YouTube? Because that's what I want to do.
So, see, I really think that again, YouTube is a very tricky thing. See, YouTube right now is only focusing. I mean, not only focusing, but how you can grow on YouTube is by watch time, which again, Instagram is also changing its algorithm in the same manner. Before it used to be likes, comments, engagement, but right now it's the watch time. So if you're putting a tutorial, you have to keep your audience engaged throughout your tutorial, irrespective of the time. Whether you have a 1 minute video, you have a 10 minutes video, doesn't matter. You have to make sure that you are keeping your audience engaged in the whole time. That is the trick of YouTube, which
Okay.
also going to be the same for Instagram shortly.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. that
And of
helps
course,
a lot.
consistency is a very big key on YouTube. You have to be very
Yes.
consistent on YouTube, and there are short courses which are available, and it keeps changing. That's the thing, they keep changing the algorithm. So short courses are there. Even on Instagram, if you're looking into, there's a course on Instagram called as Born on Instagram, BOI. So they give you a complete thing on how this right now it's working, because for example, I have 53K following on Instagram. There is somebody with 100K, or there is somebody with 1K also. So I might share some post of person with 100K, and I might not share the person with 1K. That will not matter. The more
Mm,
share you do, even on the other person will help you as well. So that is what BOI, the Born on
yeah.
Instagram, will teach you. Because there was this whole idea of, I'll not follow you if you don't follow me. All this notions keeps going around. That's act. So they have Born on Instagram has completely removed it, and they have told how their algorithm is currently working. So from the official site itself, you can take that post for Instagram. Same way, YouTube, to make sure that you engage your audience. That is it.
Yeah.
Engage your
Okay.
audience, be regular.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah,
Welcome.
there is a question in the chat for you. Do you manage your own Insta or you have a admin for it?
Well, right now I'm managing my own Instagram for currently my following, and I'm very I am used to Instagram a lot, so I don't feel the need of an admin. But probably if I grow more, and if I actually see, if I take in right now, for me, social media is a very small part of income. I'm not taking it as a full time, income or full time job. If I move towards a time where I want Instagram to be a full time for me, then probably I would have somebody to manage it.
Any more questions? Yoga related, biking related,
So how
Instagram.
much far do you go for your biking?
How much?
You're on mute, Twani. You're on mute.
How much far do you go for your bikings?
Okay, so the farthest I've gone via road is Mysore to Rajasthan. But the furthest I've gone is Ladakh. I did Ladakh solo. Spiti, I don't know if you guys have heard. You should Google Spiti. It's also a beautiful place. So yeah, via road, it's been Rajasthan. From Mysore to Rajasthan, we all rode. But yeah, that was the longest. The farthest has been Ladakh.
So like how much do you really like? How much do you really have? Like 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, or 2,000 kilometers?
So that usually depends on where we are actually traveling to. For example, Rajasthan was our final destination that we had thought. So we gave a break somewhere after somewhere in Vadodara. So that was about 1,000 something kilometers. Just recently, I came back from Kanyakumari, which was 700 kilometers in a day. So while going, we did 700 kilometers in one day. While coming back, we cut it down. We did 400 and 300, like that.
Okay.
Anything else? Anybody else wants to ask anything?
Any more questions?
But yeah, on all this time, frankly, I have the only time probably I would have used my education certificates is to apply for jobs. Nowhere else. Even the currently where I'm teaching at the colleges where they ask for the certificate.
So you said you're like into yoga, you're into biking, you're into now social media also you're trying. So just a question like, you're into multiple interests. Why multiple interests? Why not just only one stream you're following?
Well, I think so one I see when, for example, like take this bottle, I've just painted, little small flowers on it. Reason being, a lot of people have the same water bottle. People will get confused. You have the talent of painting this, then why not? So that's how all these things came, and I felt like Instagram, I started becoming really good at it. So I started stretching that field. Biking, first I started with just small rides, and right now, I'm getting sponsored for a couple of things to promote them. So I saw that there's an opportunity there, so I started stretching that. So skills, opportunities, I think that's how I started working with multiple fields.
Your own energy and putting your skill into multiple things, what you want to do, kind.
Yes. And I really think doing, I don't know, well, doing only one thing, I feel like you will get bored. So having all these things will give you a little, that turn in life, that like the extra tadka in your dal. It's like that. Like I know if by chance, if I lose Instagram account today, what will I do? I cannot completely depend on that. I have a fallback. Or if I don't want to do yoga anymore, somehow I just don't feel like teaching yoga anymore, I know that there's something else that I can, fall back to. So I think this is very important also, because if you see these days, especially IT people, they are just quitting, or they say, oh, stress. They don't want to do it anymore. They don't. Okay, if you're quitting today, what are you going to do next? Because your whole life has been set like this, one straight line. What would you do if you quit? So at that moment of time, picking something, I won't say it's not possible, but it's going to be hard. So it's always nice when you have all the options before itself, and you have more skill sets. As Ruchika ji said, it's like having more energies that you're balancing in different areas.
So you're saying that it's like it's good to have multiple interests, or try to find the avenues for yourself in that way, not just only stick to one. So you can really have the more than one skill in your hand. Let's say one day you don't want to do something, and okay, this is what I'm done with it, now I want to go to the other area.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Have you ever felt sometime some struggle or some challenges in your financial stability or in your career or something, like, okay, you're putting your hand into multiple things? Has that brought some kind of maybe struggle, challenge, or a fear or anything in you sometime?
Well,
Anytime,
in the beginning, as I said, there was a lot of issue with the certificate when I was trying to get some particular yoga place I wanted to work or something. There, I really felt like, I need this. For that, I'm not getting enough salary. And also, once I started off, then anyway, yoga to ho gaya. I started off very well. Then I started noticing my friends who are like working less than me but earning more than me, just because they have an engineering certificate, just because they're lawyer, doctor, something like that. That did come in, but just over time, it's been 7 years and I'm doing well. I'm doing really, well for myself with this career, what I've chosen. But starting, I did feel that, because I felt I was not doing enough. I felt like if I had something, I would have gone to a big company where I had more salary. But then again, I have realized now that it comes with a lot of perks. It comes with a lot of stress, a lot of moving around, a lot of saying yes to others. Even though you want to do it, you don't want to do it, you're forced to do it because your boss has told you so. Here you have an option. If I don't want to teach to a student, somehow me and the other person vibes don't match, or our timings don't match, I can say, no, so I'm so sorry, I cannot take a class for you. But if I'm under someone, if they give me a project and say, no, I'm not doing this project because I don't like the vibes of it, of course I'm going to get kicked out. So I have that freedom. So I've seen these perks, and I'm okay even if I'm doing less, because I'm not in a big company. But yeah, that has not happened now. But I did feel that struggle in the beginning. But pursuing it did give me the freedom of becoming self-efficient.
So it's like been a self-led journey for you fighting with your own challenge rather than just running behind the certificates? You chose skill more than a certificate. That's what I'm
Yeah, and I would all numbers, just give me a minute or some limit, I would just do it. But if there was a pressure, like an exam pressure, like a time limit pressure, I would just not be able to do. I noticed that about me. I would get into so much of pressure that I would just quit. I'm not doing this. I'm going to leave this. Uh, so I really felt this has helped me to get away with that pressure, because it was that.
More questions, guys. We have fitness freaks here who are so much into fitness and sports and all. Any more questions? We have social media people. We have fitness interested people here. For how many hours you do your own personal practice of yoga, like other than teaching? Of course, teaching also you're doing with them, but then your personal practice, how do you manage that?
Currently, that has become very tricky for me, because food involves, when you're doing yoga. So the only time I get now is like my food, my lunch time. So after lunch, I'll not be able to do yoga. But I do try to at least do 1 hour. Again, I might not be able to stretch that 1 hour completely. So I might do like some 50-20 minutes in the morning when I get time, 50-20 minutes in the evening when I get time to practice. So right now, 1 hour is what I'm giving myself as for self practice.
So 1 hour every day, mostly.
Yes, almost every day. Saturday, Sunday, thoda upar niche will happen. Sometimes I end up doing more on Saturdays because I have less classes.
You have some videos or something to share with us?
I have a question.
Yeah, somebody has a question. Yes.
Yeah, so I have a question. Okay, there's an echo.
No, you're audible, Shakila.
Yeah, there was an echo.
Hmm.
So, the question is, how do you blend yoga philosophy with the asanas you teach?
I didn't really get you.
I'm just exploring yoga. So it's like philosophy, like letting it go and all those, no? So, or maintaining that zero state of mind. So all those stuff. So how can we do that when we are practicing the asanas? I mean, say somewhere in forward bend, I let it go. Relating to the asanas. Yeah.
So see, this is where we involve breathing. So when you talk about letting go, or when you're in any asana, or you're meditating, your mind zero, that means your mind is not working. That means you are dead. Always that one thing will be your breath. Because when we meditate, we can have very lot of different forms of meditation, like music meditation is there, mantra meditation is there. The best is your breathing. There again, no any sort of religion angle is involved. So there is no conflict over there. And if you try any other mantra to come in, you might miss that out. The best thing to bring is your breathing. So how you focus on your breathing while meditating, same thing you do it when you're doing any asanas also. Give your complete awareness on breathing. That is why we say yoga. This is the difference between asanas or yoga and other exercise. That you are involving your breath, you force your awareness from the breath in the beginning of your yoga journey. Eventually, it will become used to. You will gain the complete control even without your awareness. You will have the awareness of your breath. So get your breathing into involvement. That way you will have your stability over there. And it's always patience. Asanas, especially if you're starting new, you will take time to reach asanas. Your goal is to not touch your hands to your feet. It is the process of that. It's like first you climb Chamundi Hills and then aim for Himalayas. So go slow. You know, no need to rush. Don't hurry in asanas. That will not fetch you results. Do aram se, go slow, but make sure that you're pushing a little more every day.
Like how much long should we hold our breath in any asana?
It's always good to start off with 10 breathings. You can start with 10 breathings or 10 seconds, and you can go on to as long as you want.
And also, what type of asanas do you prefer when someone is sick?
Someone is sick, it's always good to just rest. You shouldn't do much of asanas when you're really, really sick. If you have a running nose, you can do Brahmari. You have a headache, you can do Brahmari. So pranayamas will help you more when you're sick than asanas. Asanas, you can sit, you can put yourself in Padmasana, you can sit yourself in Vajrasana. It will help you to relax.
Thank
And
you
there
for
is child pose.
thank you for
Child's pose, very useful for everybody. It will give you lot of de-stress. It will bring out your emotions. You can just put child's pose on your bed and you can just relax over there. It's very good to bring out emotions. It's good for stress release, anxiety, depression, for all of that. Child's pose, you can Google it, child's pose, Balasana. It's very useful. There is butterfly to fight PCOD. Like that, each asana has its beautiful benefits. Each asana has its own benefit based on the name also. Like Bhujangasana is there, that is cobra pose. How is a cobra? Its spine is so strong. So when you're doing cobra pose, your spine will also become as strong as the snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
And guys, you know that Kanchana Ganga comes to my home and I call her my auntie.
Yeah. Okay. If all of you are okay to try this small thing that we will do, it's called as Karna Pranayama, where we are going to give pressure to the ears. Okay. So just hold your ear lobes and you're going to pull it down.
Can we have the videos on for this if possible? Guys, if you're not somewhere in place where you can't, it will be nice to have the videos on and do this together. Yeah.
So hold the ear lobes and pull down. It should pain a little. Okay. Pull down. Now hold at the center sideways. And then hold at the top, pull upwards. Down, side, up. Pull down, 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 down. Side, 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 side. And up, 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 up. Yes, so this is very good for memory. To have a good memory, this is very useful. Also, I don't know how many of you have experienced this, or you might have seen sometimes when a kid is very naughty, either the teachers, the parents, they might be doing this. Have you guys experienced it? So this is because a naughty kid is hyper, right? A naughty kid is always running around doing that, this. So this helps you to calm down. So for hypertension, for anything that is like stressing you, this is very good to relax you down. And you can do this any time of the day. Anytime, just try. Whenever you feel a little stressed, you're anxious, start doing this. This will really help you to calm down. Plus, it's very good for memory. I can see a lot of them already felt the face got like relaxed when you guys were doing. Good.
Any more questions?
Yoga is yogasanas are something that, frankly, no matter how much a person or me tells you that this is like how I just showed you, you have to experience it on your own. That is when you'll understand the benefits of it. Okay. Anything else? Anybody wants to ask anything?
Yeah, can you share more about how you plan your road trips? You said you go solo. So What are your concerns? Do you plan for all that, or you just go on the go and figure out? How does that?
I always have a rough plan, and mostly I always look into blogs. I look into vlogs, I look into blogs, which will help me to make a rough plan. And frankly, that's also one of the reasons that I started making videos of my travel. So that, it can help others when they are traveling. Because, there are some points that only you would have experienced that would help the other person. So, for example, one of my riders, when we were going to travel on the Hyderabad highway, told that this is any highway you can stop anywhere, it's always safe, but that highway was so desert. It's like, whenever you stop, don't stop when there are people, stop where there are no people. So that one point really really helped me. So I thought, like, if these points or these, are put into a written form or a video again. So when I said it was all about YouTube, so these things will help another rider who's planning, will help. So like this, I look into blogs, I see what's going around and most relevant and new blogs, so that how things change. Shops might get closed. So like that, I go through all that. I see how many kilometers it is and what area, what weather it is, how I should be dressed. I look into all of this. I make points, but I don't just stick on to that. From then I'll start exploring. Just one rough sketch I'll make, and the rest of the painting will be done impromptu.
How about budgeting?
Budgeting, yeah. So I'm a vegetarian, so that becomes a little hard when I travel. So that's how packing from home started, and later I realized that it's very budget friendly thing to do, because you have things packed at home. I carry chapatis. My mom makes this tomato chutney, which does not go bad at least for 15 days. And there are fruit, vegetables all along the way. So this one part of food gets, sorted very easily. And now you have backpackers, which is a very budget friendly stays. So whenever I travel, it's been, I look into all these budget friendly places itself, and I try avoiding very high end shopping, because I know all these tourist areas, one it will be 1 to 4 times the price, and everything else you find it anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, only for memory I pick up few things, and again, traveling light also comes into the picture. So since I started earning, that has not been much of a problem. But when I was a student, then I had this much, and I had to spend only this much. I could not expand. So like this, yeah, you need to like plan the budget as you're traveling.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, do you like a group of riders?
Yeah. Well, I have done both. So Spiti, what I told you, Spiti I've done with a group of friends, bikers we did together. But Ladakh I did solo. Both has its own perks. But personally, I think I like solo more, because you're more independent. You can stop where you want, or you can just keep riding however long you want. But when you're with the team, this is a boundary that comes along that you have to follow when you're with everybody else. Also, when the point of exploration comes, like you see a old architecture building, you want to go there, you want to sit there, you want to see the building. All that you can't do when you're with a group, because a group has a set place to reach or something like that. But personally, I like solo.
Um,
Have you ever stopped something like because in the middle of a road or something like that?
Well, without fuel, it didn't happen. But yes, one time when I was but I had no tools. But very frankly, I remote YouTube to see how to change your clutch cable. But luckily, see, people, I'll tell you, in India, people are very friendly. People are very helpful. They will come to your help. They will come to your rescue. So I saw around, there was a house where pushed my bike and I stopped, and there was this lady walking. I asked her if there's a mechanic. So people did come for my help, and I got a mechanic, and he fix my bike. It was just a cable that had gone. I got it replaced. So like that, I've got help on the roadside. And yes, the breakdowns have happened, and you have to be prepared for it. It will happen if you're, going wrong. And yeah, people are quite good and helpful, but yes, it is so like that way. I'm always prepared for anything worse and hoping for the best.
What is
Okay,
that?
I maybe missed the conversation. Sorry, I don't know. What bike are you using, Kanchan, as of now?
I right now I own a Bajaj 220 Avenger.
Okay, so do you feel that it's comfortable enough for you to carry the things that what you're saying for your package, your food, for everything? Do you think that there will be the luggage load and maybe the uh, how the terrain will be, all these things, do you change the things accordingly, or how do you manage it?
So when okay, I'll just show you one picture. I don't know how much you get. There's something called as saddlebags that we get on the bike. So two sides you put those bags, and then you can mount your backpack on it. So you have 3 spaces for luggage, which is all that right now has been good enough for my long rides. For short rides, just that one saddlebag is good enough. So right now you have a lot of equipments that has come up. So again, it's another career, you guys can explore. Accessories for motorbikes, which has become very popular, and it's a very new thing. It's a new thing. There is tank pack available, and right now something called debris is boxes that you get, which can be attached to the bike, and you can keep the luggage in it, and you can lock it. So, for example, if you are to go, what about your luggage? There's always a fear that somebody might take something. So when you have those boxes, you can lock it and have no fear regarding that. But yeah, again, for me, India has been safe, where nobody has stolen anything from my bike.
So what is your next target of biking? Where do you want to go?
My next plan is to take my mom on the bike to Ayodhya. That is my next. That is what, yeah, I've been planning. And my mom is very excited. She's the one who asked me, take me to Ayodhya. And that is one stretch I have not yet done. So that is one thing I want to go. And the other one is cross country. I want to do border on the bike. That is one thing that's there from a long time, but this is one thing that also it's going to be very expensive. That is how social media is coming to my rescue, because you get very good sponsorships when you are doing such big rides, and if it's for a cause. So there's a lot of promotion that you're giving for the person, whoever is sponsoring you. That will, because for example, you're crossing Thailand, then it's supposed to be 110% tax of your bike. So if, for example, my bike is 1 lakh rupees, so 110% I'm supposed to pay just tax for that. That's like another 1.1 lakh I have to pay just for the bike to enter the bike to the country. So it's an expensive affair when you are doing cross country. Social media hopefully will be there for rescue.
Can you tell us a little bit about this sponsorship you just said? What do you mean by sponsorship?
So, for example, Motul is one of the oil brands of bikes. So they will sponsor me either the complete usage of the oil time, or again, depending upon how big of a ride it is, they will give me some amount. Let's just say there will be 1 lakh rupees for my 2 months or 3 months ka trip. So in that 3 months ka trip, wherever I am blogging, wherever I'm taking pictures, or wherever I'm changing the motor oil, I'm supposed to show that and endorse them, basically give them promotion that, I'm using this product, and tagging them, collabing with them. All these will come into picture, because from my end, they are getting publicity, they are getting marketing and followers, like following. So I have followers who follow me for my biking. So if I tell them, I use Motul and this is a very good brand, they will believe in it. There's personal touch involved. So rather than buying some other motor oil, they might, switch to motor. Lot of things can be taken, like for example, gears. You can get sponsor from gears. Even bike also. There's one girl who did India to Australia. She got the bike sponsored, which was Dominar. So the entire bike, she got it only so that she's promoting, and the other person also gets benefited. In fact, I think 2 or 3 of them have bought Avenger after they saw me riding, and they are also women. And there's I'm little shorter comparatively, so Avenger has been very comfortable for me. And I've mentioned this point to anybody who has asked about biking and they're short. That I'm so short, I can't reach. So I tell them, try this bike. It is helpful. So like that, if I get sponsorship of Avenger, I'll be giving them all these points. So anybody buying will see all these, and they are optional. So this is the sponsorship what you get in the biking, depending upon how long your ride is, what cost the ride is, how expensive your ride will be, and how you are promoting them, how much you promote them.
So there is a question in a chat. Is there any specific fitness you do for biking?
Oh, I work on my spine a lot because when you're traveling, trust me, your spine gets the load. It takes a lot of load, irrespective of bike, car, bus. If you're traveling, you need to work on your spine. So there are, asanas like cat and cow, Marjalasana, Bhujangasana, what I told, Pavana Muktasana. I make sure, even though, for example, I'm traveling, I don't get much time to, practice much of yogasanas. These are a couple of asanas that I make sure I do it, because these you can do it on the bed also. On the bed also, you can practice all these asanas. That, very frankly, it has helped me to, give have a very good fitness of my back, because you're riding for such long times, you're in one position, you're a lot of jerk that you're getting. And our boys, they do a lot of off-roading. So even though highway is there, they're not happy with highways. They want to do off-roading. So yeah, I work a lot on my spine.
So you also do take care of your food,
My food,
especially for spine.
yes. So you asked me if I take care of my food, right? Food, or is it my feet?
Food. That's what, Shakila? Yeah. Food. Eating habits, I think what she's trying.
On the road, I try to eat less, because noons you can get sleepy on the bike. So I always go for fruits when I'm riding in the noons. Or as I said, I would have had a chapati rolled from home, and that's it. And water, though, I always carry with me, and wherever I go, again, I don't like to buy much of plastic water bottles, but any hotels, I just ask them to boil the water and give it to me, and I'll put it in a flask. So this is how I do the water and the food. Yeah, food has to be taken into consideration, especially when you're traveling. Sometimes, like, again, me being a vegetarian, I carry some supplements also with me. B complex will be there when I'm riding, especially. The food is, it is also very important to look into. Yeah, my mom makes unseen this. That is also there.
Yeah, I have a question. So, where is your native place, or where are you from?
I am from Mysore. I was born and I was brought up here, Mysore.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. Can you share your first travel experience? How did your family supported or responded? Yeah.
And added to that, could you kind of tell where was your first journey in your bike? Where the
One
first
with
place?
solo and one with group. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like the very first ride, I would say, actually, I went to Chamundi Betta with my mom. And this is something I share I share this very less, that when I was with my mom and I was riding, I saw a couple going together, and I felt like, I don't have this. Since I've come into biking, I think it's going to be just me. That one day I had got that one thought, but I was very happy with me, mom going to the Betta. That was my first ride. But stretching on a longer ride, it was Chikmagalur. That was my first long ride I did, and that was with a team. It was a team of bikers, and that's when again this pointer comes in, where the thought of having somebody riding with me went away, because I had the whole group who was very supportive, very good friends, and they're all with you, encouraging you to ride. So that was again, so that took away, the whatever the feeling that I felt looking at the couple riding there, and I was like, oh, I don't have this. That was taken away. Like, for example, you would have had like a small spoon of sugar, and then you end up getting an ice cream. So that that is what happened. Chikmagalur again was a beautiful ride. I didn't know much. I learned a lot with my fellow bikers about the gear. Gears are very important. I always go with helmet. Starting, my dad would not even let me go to the next road without helmet. And now I realize, now I know why he used to be so strict on that. So whenever I go out, I'm fully geared, especially for long rides. We have the whole armor. I have the knee guards. I have boots with me. I have the jacket, which has the shoulder padding, the elbow padding, and the back and all. So I'm fully covered. And yeah, we did spend quite a lot on the gear, and it was, of course, they say jaan bache lakho paye. A lot of them look into the money aspect of buying gears, and they just go for some cheap stuff. But no, it's important to go for the good, comfortable, and reliable stuff for your biking, where you're fully geared, because that is going to save your life.
You have a pillion rider now. Yogi is saying, shall I join with you in any of your trip? That's the way I can convince my husband.
Not
Even
as a
I want to
pillion
come.
rider.
Even I want to come. Even I want
I
to
know to ride bike, so I can join as a rider, not like a pillion. I don't want to be a pillion also. Yeah, I know
So,
to drive bike.
Kanchan, I have a question. Kanchan, what do you use the gears for your bike riding? What are the things that you use, like your particular some jacket or the coolers or the earphones, kind of anything particular you think?
So earphones I don't use. You get a helmet Bluetooth. That's more convenient. Again, it's on a higher scale for sure, but it is very convenient. It gets fixed to your helmet. And helmet, I use this brand called HJC. But helmet, you have to go for a very good brand, because yeah, I've seen my friends fall. I've seen people fall, and I've seen them being saved because of the riding gears, because of good riding gears. My jacket right now, I have one Rhinox, I have one Harley, and before that I had bought a gear which is called as Ride On, which customizes. So since I am short, I had the problem where the knee, if I would buy a pant, riding gear ka pant, my knee guard would come to my shin. So I got it customized. So they customized it for my height, my weight, and even color choices also I could customize with them. And yeah, because I had very less following back then, but for that following, they gave me 50% off on their customization. Boots though, right now I have Harley boots what I wear. But right now there's a brand also called as Scala, which is pretty good. So a lot of brands have come up now from like when I started. So the best thing is you should go try it out on yourself, that which brand or which size fits you better, and you can buy. But I'm fully geared when I'm there. I have shoulder pads. I told you there's knee guards, which comes along with the pant. Even with the jacket, the shoulder pads are there, the elbow pads are there. You have a back protector also that comes in.
So just a question. You told you have an Bajaj ka bike, but why didn't you opt for the Royal Enfield or a Harley Davidson or something like that? Because I've seen I have a lot of biker, you can say brothers. They are like their gang, and they basically have these bikes. So why didn't you opt for these bikes?
See, when I bought, as I told you, it was like, I was emceeing, I was part-timing. So definitely Harley, though, Harley was a dream. Harley was out of my budget. If Harley was in the budget, probably I would have bought that. Royal Enfield, I didn't buy because my personal experience, Royal Enfield, it gives a lot of vibration. I don't know how people like it. I don't know how people go for such long rides on a Royal Enfield. It's called a bullet. It does a lot of sound. Has a lot of vibrations. Right now, Himalayan has come up, which is much more smoother and all. So since like personally I don't like that kind of vibration, it's like, you stop and your hands are still vibrating when you're on a Royal Enfield. Any other given other bikes, my height was the major concern. So as I said, I tested the bike. Avenger felt most comfortable for me. So I got Avenger. Very frankly, Spiti, Ladakh and all have very rough terrains. A lot of my friends told, you can't do it in Avenger. Go for, rent a bullet. I'm like, no. If someone has, so I had seen few people doing it on Avenger. So they have done it, I'll also do it. And that's how it happened. So all in my entire journey has been on Avenger. And ground clearance is very low on Avenger. Yeah.
Thank you.
I
So finally
actually
got to the
felt
next
it is
time.
very easy. This is one thing. I actually felt, oh, no big deal. You sit on a bike and you go. No, but there are a lot of things to take into consideration. But riding gas being one of them, the terrains being one of them, the weather. So all of this was there, which I actually felt it was nothing. So I always it would be the other way. You feel, oh my god, it is so that. And then once you start doing it, you're like, it was a piece of cake. But I felt the other way. Starting, I really felt it is nothing. Just people to sit on the bike and go, like a fancy thing. But yeah, there are a lot of these things that comes into picture. And but yeah, even till today, before going, I do get. But now it has become easy. Before I felt it was easy, but it was hard. Now it has changed because of my experience.
Sunny, you have raised your hand. You have some question.
Yeah,
You're on
I have.
mute.
Like, what type of asanas you used to do when you used to do biking?
Yeah, Balasana, cat and cow, and Chakrasana is there. Chakrasana is one asana that if you perfect, I can guarantee you will not get back pain, at least by lifestyle. So Chakrasana is very important. Chakrasana, I do it. And when I'm on the bike, for example, there's a signal that has come and, I'm just sitting there for a whole minute. What I do is I just stretch forward a little. I go for a little bit of twistings or just give a little bit of neck movement. So that 1 minute when you're, in the signal waiting itself relaxes your muscles.
Okay.
Would you like to share? Okay, sorry. Yeah, Kanksha. Kanksha, carry on.
So suddenly, like while you're riding, it is very, as you said, after eating food, you feel very sleepy, right? But even if you go light on food, don't you feel sleepy? And suddenly on road you feel sleepy. What do? Do you just take a break and kind of just take a nap, or you continue riding?
This sleep thing is something which I keep telling everyone. The moment you feel, you're little like this, immediately stop. So whenever I've felt like that, I've immediately stopped and I've put some cold water on me. If there is any like chai shop or something restaurant nearby, I've asked them for ice water or ice itself. So when you rub the ice around your face, it wakes up your face. It is very good. So you guys can also try that. Even at home, whenever you're feeling a little sleepy, just go and rub ice around your, eyebrows, your eyes. It really wakes you up. And of course, chai break that is why it is there. You take a bit break. If you're very sleepy, I haven't reached that point where, I would just sleep on the road. But yeah, my bikers with me when we are doing the Rajasthan and all, they have come to the point where, yeah, they have put the bikes beside of the road and they have taken the shade and taken a quick nap. Because again, as I said, Jan Bache Lako Pai, so you take that half an hour of, a cat nap and you're good to go for another couple of hours.
So, Kanchana, which is your ride which is very close to your heart? It's a mountain ride or a plain ride? Plains.
Well, it would be mountain, and that would be Ladakh, because Ladakh was not greatly planned. It was very unplanned. It was very unexpected. And being again a solo rider over there, I got a lot of positive feedbacks. Lot of positive encouragement I got when I was there. There was a lady from Punjab, I remember, who had come there with her family in car. She saw me and she held me, and she, like, when the moment she saw I was solo, she actually gave me like a hug, and I really felt like a very motherly feeling that that came in. And that, so like this, a lot of points that I felt in Ladakh, which was, yeah, that made that ride close.
Once I want to have a trip with you at Leh Ladakh.
Sure, we'll do that.
Would you like to share your experience of riding a bike in a sari? You had some campaign you did, and even I think yoga in sari, something you did that campaign. Would you like to share that story?
Yeah. So when I first started in my schooling and all, I used to wear these many bangles, this big bindi. And one day they told 2-3 times in school that don't wear, and I did not listen. One day wrote in diary and they sent, and I had to remove all the bangles, and so that made me very sad. But again, because of they made me remove for a very long time, I never wore bangles even at home. I could have worn whatever I want, but then I did not. So I think that got triggered at one point of time in my life recently, and I'm like, why are we not doing all this in sari? So I just one day I put on a sari. I tried if I could ride, and I could ride very aram se, because I don't know if you guys have observed, men ride bikes in lungi or panche. So I'm like, how was it any different with a sari? So I put on the sari and I went for a ride, and it was quite successful. successful. So we organized a ride where all women wore sari, all traditional wear. They put on the jewelry and everything, and we did a small ride. So this was just to showcase that you can do, women can do anything that a man can do, but with a sari. So, and that I felt to uphold my culture, where sari has been in our land since ages, and getting westernized, we are letting go of all that. And also I did a trek of sorry, 16 kilometers, or was it, I think it was 26 kilometers in sari, with my backpack, my shoes and sari. I did for 26 kilometers in sari. And recently I did the yoga in sari, and I've been trying to do dhoti sari, where it is more comfortable to do a lot of yogic stretches. So just getting back to my roots, that was the whole concept. We have been forgetting a lot of our culture, a lot of our tradition. So this was one way where I felt this is taking me back to my roots. Okay. Anything else? We can
No
wind up.
questions. I think everyone is gone for a ride right now. Everyone is ready to.
I could not share many pictures and videos today, but you guys can go and check out my Instagram page, where there's a lot of all my posts and stories, very less on YouTube. You can check it out, and you can see how you can take your career or your hobby in the ways I've taken. Because very frankly, my Instagram, the main page, the Kanchana Ganga, it is called, it is in such wide variety that if you see that page, probably you would not say I'm just a biker, or I'm just a yoga teacher, or I'm just an MC. There's a lot of all of that in one. And I really think even you guys can do something like that. It shows a picture when you're painting it, and you see the end product. It shows like all these entities are there. There's river, there is mountain, there is grass, there is rough patch of road. Everything comes into one picture. And I think all of us have all these qualities, just that you need to work maybe little here, little there to bring it up.
Yes. I think thank you so much for a wonderful sharing, and I'm sure everyone must be really, happy listening to your story. We all definitely are. And thank you for being here on our Jatre and being with us for more than 1 hour. It's been interesting to know your biking story. I think everyone, those who have been into biking or want to start biking, will definitely pick up. I'm definitely trying to do it. Yogi is already ready. He started wearing her helmet or something ready to do it. So we have a lot of people with so much of sports enthusiasm here in our group. I'm sure something we all are taking back from today's interaction. Thank you once again, Ganga. Thank you to all of you being here. So it's been.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really nice. I hope you are taking something back. If not, at least you have gained the knowledge of what things are around. So again, my very dear thanks to Ruchika ji to bring me here. Thank you, Aditi ji, for having me here today. And Aarohi, again, I've heard so much about Aarohi from Ruchika ji. It's a wonderful platform, and it was a needed group where people can just come and share. And yes, thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend, all of you. Of course, we'll be meeting again and again. So let's have a good weekend together or in our own places. So see you guys.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.